All right, everybody. My name is Harold Durana, and today our guest is Alexis. So, Alexis, well, Alexandra Joseph to be exact, but she goes by
The
Alexis.
government name.
So, prior to insurance, what were you doing?
A mixture of the medical field and bartending.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So, I know you went into the insurance space, okay, with the practice company, and
Mhm.
then left, and then came back basically, and then left, and then back again. Was that
Yeah.
what it was?
It was I worked for a couple different practice companies actually,
Okay,
captive,
okay,
and I originally started with the OG practice company,
okay.
moved up to Northern California, wanted to switch offices,
Mm-hmm.
and ended up working for State Farm in between,
Okay.
captive. And went back to the OG company, but with a different office,
Mm-hmm.
and realized it wasn't for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm not captive material. I can't. You got to give me options. You got to give me something outside of. As a mom, I was a single mom then.
Mhm.
Outside of 16-hour days on the streets of bad parts of town in random people's homes, it
Yeah,
didn't work.
yeah. Oh, let's unpack that a little, break that down a little bit. So you started and you were doing field,
Yes.
right? So knocking on doors, going and doing in-home appointments. So
Yeah.
what is the difference between doing in-home versus what we do now, which is fully virtual?
Um, well, the biggest one is I'm able to still be a mom. Being a mom is the greatest thing in the world to me. I was able to, like, when I was in the field, I had to wake up extra early to make sure dinner was ready before I even left so they could just pop it in the oven and heat it up. And, I dropped them off at school and I got to kiss them and they're already in bed by the time I got home. Right. It's just depending on my village. I was a single mom. I had to live by my village. um, when I went virtual with you, after hunting you down and finding you on Facebook and hunting you down, it was I sold a policy Friday night, gave birth Friday night, went back to work Monday
Yeah,
with the baby the whole
craziest
entire
thing
time.
ever. Okay, literally in the hospital trying to talk to clients.
It was great.
So yeah, so that's a crazy transition, right? We have, I mean, I've been the same there. I was in the industry too, when we were still going in the field, knocking on doors. It's a completely different world. When you get into the virtual space, it's so much easier. You're home and your time, right? The time driving from house to house or driving to your territory, even sometimes you'd be driving to a territory that was like an hour, 2 hours away just to even start your day.
Yeah.
So being able to work from home, again, you have more time, more time to be able to even talk to clients. So the only thing is when you get in the virtual space, discipline is extremely important.
Yeah, it's everything, especially as a parent. If you don't have the discipline, then it gets away from you. The next thing you know, you're taking naps with your kids.
Mm-hmm, exactly. So I love that we're talking about that right now with just having kids and working from home. How do you set your boundaries and what does your schedule look like there?
Um, So, and I talk to the team about this all the time. My kids are younger, they're louder, they want to be near mommy.
Hmm.
My kids know the script. I've said it so many times around them. But I'm also not afraid for my clients to hear my children because that makes me a real human.
Yeah.
But when it comes to boundaries, it's like, no, you have to let me work. You have to wait a little bit longer. Everything is scheduled. This is what time breakfast is. This is what time you're going for pickup, drop off. This is what time dinner is. During these hours, I'm setting up dinner or
Hmm.
defrosting things. Like, you can't be like when we were younger and we forgot to put the chicken in the sink and
Yeah.
defrost chicken. No, you're doing that at a specific time. So it's very structured. But when the kids are home and because they at 3 years old, they're not going to understand structure. Um, my clients know, like,
Yeah.
and they'll hear them, but my kids also know, like, sit here,
Yeah.
eat this cracker.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
there's a setup.
Yeah.
So,
How's that at home as far as like with your kids? That again, the boundaries, they know when you're working, not working, that they not bother you? What is it like?
um, they bother me.
So no
I
matter what, they're bothering.
they bother me. But the boundary is that they understand, like, hey, mommy is working. Can
Mhm.
you sit here?
Yeah.
Or, I ask the client's permission. Hey, just so you know, my child is here. They've been at school all day. They miss mommy. I work all day, and
Mhm.
I work from home. But hey, you can at least I'm real,
Yeah, yeah,
right?
absolutely.
And it actually makes the client feel comfortable too, because they know that you're someone they can trust. Like you're a mom, you're a parent,
Yeah.
so it gives you a different level of trust.
You're a real person.
Yep,
That's very
makes you
important.
real.
Yeah, cool. So there's a lot of people out there who are parents. Maybe they're single parents trying to navigate their way towards possibly doing insurance. What would your advice be to them?
Just do it. Um, One of the things that I do with my family is I goal set with my family.
Hmm.
Um, I understand the expectation of what it takes to be successful in life insurance. It's not like an overnight success. It does take some drive. It does take a lot of patience and it does take work.
Hmm.
And so I honor my family by asking them their wants and needs.
Hmm.
And then in retro, at the same time, I said, this is what's needed for me to work to do A, B, and C for you. You want to go to Disneyland, you want to have passes to Legoland, then this is what it's going to require.
Hmm.
I need to work from this time to this time. You have to give me this space. And so we set monthly, quarterly, and annual goals.
I love that. I mean, at the end of the day, that's who we work for. We work for our family. So being able to sit down with your family, and your kids are older and they understand your spouse and goals set together. I mean, that's amazing. And that's exactly how it should be done.
Yeah.
And that's how those boundaries are set because they understand, hey, if I'm working, you gotta let me work because we're going to take this family vacation or this family outing and be able to do this stuff with the family. So that's amazing.
Yeah.
Now, if somebody wanted to get a hold of you, had some extra questions of again possibly going into the space, how could they reach you? Like, what's your Instagram?
My Instagram's private. My whole life is private.
Just kidding.
My whole life
What's the
is
best way to
private.
get a hold of you?
Um, that is a great question. What is my Instagram? I don't know. Harold, what's my Instagram?
I don't know.
How do you find out? Hold on. You don't have to be a genius to do this. It's God's underscore grace underscore 31. You
Cool.
could find me there. I actually do response, even though
Cool.
all my stuff is private.
Add and send a message. Done.
Yes, there you go.
Perfect. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it.
All right.